Scones. Blake's coworker's birthday tomorrow, so scones. Just prepped a loaf with this kamut flour that Nat sent me. I'm so excited. I can't wait for a sourdough lunch. Swear to God, this LED light mask has changed my life. I freaking love it so much. So I 10 out of 10 recommend. Hello, I just got home about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours ago from meeting Deb. We had such a lovely time, and then I was just getting a tad bit of work done, and now I'm gonna bake my sourdough, but I figured I would chat with you guys while I do some scoring. But anyways, first of all, Deb knows my love languages gifts, and she's just so sweet, and she got me this really, really amazing, it's my favorite cloth. I actually have them. I have one in orange too that I always have. It's by Caravan. They sell them at Posh Chicago, but she got me one in lemon yellow for spring and summer. Actually for summer, not even spring, and she's just so kind, and I love her, and we always have such a lovely time, and she's just, I think it's really important to have friends who, and just surround yourself in general with people who make you a better person, and Deb just makes me so much more thoughtful. She is one of the most thoughtful people that I know. And thoughtful in terms of like, obviously, yeah, she's a thoughtful gift giver, but she's also just really thoughtful with the way she interacts with people, the way she writes, the way she speaks, and it really inspires me because I am constantly trying to be more thoughtful and just more like, I hate to say living my truth, but just like more honest in how I behave and what I be, and more straightforward, and yeah. Anyways, I'm baking this sourdough, and then I have a little bit more that I want to get done, and then I'm also simultaneously doing a massive closet clean out, you guys. Like right now I have 2 trash bags, and I want to get, once it's all said and done, I'll probably have one more. But I just love a clean out, and I think I'm gonna make it a whole apartment clean out too. It's not just gonna be closet. Just because I feel like I'm really in and out with the old mindset. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I really want to end the day. Hey Google, set a 30-minute timer by going out to the hot tub.
And we're starting now.
I'm reading my book, so hopefully I can do that. But yeah, that's the vibe. I feel like I've been like, I don't know, just a little bit anxious lately, not gonna lie. And I've been really trying just to get the fuck out of my own head, you guys. Like, I feel like I just really, I've talked about this before, but I had really bad OCD as a kid, and I still have kind of bad OCD. No surprise there, right? Miss routine, right? But I just feel like I'll get really fixated on things and then just like not be able to let them go. Like, I literally had an interaction with someone yesterday, and I can't get it out of my head. Like, and literally like this, it was like in a work setting, and this person literally, like, they probably thought nothing of it, and I literally can't stop thinking about it. And it's just like, sometimes my own mind exhausts me. And when you're exhausted with yourself, that's how you know that there's an issue. And so anyways, I'm just trying to find little ways to seek solace in my day-to-day, which I obviously love to do. But I kind of got out of the meditation vibe like a few months ago. I do breath work, but I stopped meditating, and I feel like I might need to get back into it because, yeah, it's just, I don't know. I think sometimes I'm just like not even conscious when I am living. Like, I'm not even conscious and aware of my own thoughts, you know, which is, I guess that's reality, but it's also like, that's not presence, you know? Hello, I just got out of the shower. And I'm going to, I just like wash on and stuff my whole body with some body oil. I'm just putting my Symbiotica magnesium all over. I always put it on the bottoms of my feet and then the back of my neck. Ooh, there's some in my mouth. Ooh, that's gross. But doing just some light skincare. At night, I just do toner, and it's interesting because I stopped using my witch hazel for about a week, and I got a breakout right up here. So I re-implemented it. I honestly thought that it didn't do anything, and then I stopped using it, and I was like, oh, well, I guess it does. So I think what it was doing is just using a cotton pad just gets any of the excess off my face. And then after that, I use a ginseng toning water. And is it ginseng or ginseng? And then Holy Grail Vintners, and that's it. I always think it's kind of funny if you hear people talk about their skincare routines and they're like, I have a really simple skincare routine. And then they go into like 5 different steps. And like I could even simplify mine more by just doing toner and vintners. But I just think it's kind of funny. Because it's like, bro, that's not simple. And then what I'm doing right now is using this Burt's Bees. It's a exfoliant. It's like a sugar scrub. A conditioning lip scrub. It's honey. Why is Burt's Bees one of the most underrated brands ever? I just think it's like so much better than people let on. Also, I never know if I should eat this scrub or not. So I don't, because I assume there's probably stuff that's not edible in it. But also, does anyone ever think about how much lip gloss you probably ingest on a yearly basis? Like, you guys, it's probably like a few tubes. If you're like me and always glossing. Also, I found this stuff at my mom's, and it's Rosebud. It's called Honor Everyday Balm. And I don't know if it's for your lips, but I've been using it on my lips and I really like it. So I'll happily eat this shit, I guess. But yeah, anyways. Today has been a great day. I feel like it was one of those days that it was like the perfect blend of friend time, doing things that I love, aka like baking and stuff. And like being productive, getting work done. It just felt really good. And then I made lamb for dinner that I had marinated yesterday, and it was fire. I love lamb. It reminds me of my childhood. Every single Easter growing up, we used to have our family priest, who's actually saying Blake and I's mass. But every Easter we would have him over for dinner and have lamb, and so that's just what I think of. It's like lamb dinners on the deck. A little bit of amber oil, which I swear to you guys, I go through amber oil so fast. Like, I bought this like 2 weeks ago and I'm already halfway through it. That's like kind of aggressive. I feel like I need a little hand cream. Another thing that I love from Burt's Bees is this hand cream. I swear, it's like the best hand cream ever. Almond and milk. It's so good. Sometimes, like, I feel like there are so many brands nowadays that we often forget about the tried and trues, like Burt's Bees. Also, I'm wearing this Lumia little jammy situation. Can you see the bottom? And it's so cute, but it made me think, did Lumia go, like, are they still a thing? Because I remember they opened a store in Chicago and then they like closed literally like a month after they opened. It was right by La Colombe, so I was like, what? So weird. But I don't know. I'm sure they're still a thing, but I feel like they were like really heavily like in the scene for a while. But anyways, guys, I think that's my latest transition is, but anyways. For a while it was, okay, or, and, I used to do that one too, but lately it's, but anyways. If you could give one piece of advice to someone who is trying to decide their next steps in life, regardless of where they are, they could be 12, they could be 42, what would you say?
I would say to take a step forward rather than to overanalyze that, because the next step forward isn't like your final step. So
that's great.
I think a lot of people overthink it and they're like, well, if I go this direction, this is the only direction I'm able to go in life.
Yeah.
Rather than like, all right, you could try one. If it doesn't work out, you could go back and try another. What, you waste 6 months or a year.
Yeah.
It's fine.
I love that. That's great. I think mine would be that God's greatest gift to us is our intuition, and your intuition is your internal sense of knowing, and so you know what your next step needs to be. It's just a matter of getting quiet enough so that you can let that shine through. So find things that calm you down, that get you quiet, whether that be meditation, reading, yoga, walking, swimming, anything, getting in touch with nature, whatever, breathing, and the right answer will come to you and you'll just know. So on that note, ciao. You should honestly pause this and read this. This might seem like kind of an odd tip, but I've really been loving doing some light food prep in the mornings, just because it's so quiet. And I personally, sorry, I was trying to set you up so I can put my lip balm on, but okay. But it's just quiet and relaxing, and I personally love to bake in the mornings, but I also like to make like foods that I have on hand every day in the mornings. So I just prepped some 7-minute eggs. The Pete and Jerry's eggs, you guys, I'm obsessed with them. They are really, really great. And then I just took some shrimp out that I'm gonna peel and devein a little bit later, because Blake and I are gonna do, I mean, we pretty much do date night in every single night, but we're gonna do like an actual elevated date night in. So I'm gonna do shrimp cocktail as an appetizer. Because Deb actually gave me the cutest dish. She was like, you can put cocktail sauce in it. I know you're in your shrimp cocktail era. I was like, you're the best. I literally love you. But anyways, so I'm just waiting for those to thaw. Then I'm gonna make sea bass tonight, which if you've never had sea bass, I highly recommend. It's my favorite fish in the world. It's so good. Like, it's probably one of my favorite foods of all time. Ciao, ciao. I am going to get a coffee, and I thought it would be kind of fun to talk about how I structure my days. Because I feel like I'm only ever vlogging really in the morning, or like when I just get home, or in the evening, but I feel like I never like show you guys an actual day. And to be completely honest, I don't think I will, because when I'm getting work done, I'm like in the zone. And even like if I'm in the kitchen, I'm kind of in the zone. Like Anna, my sister, was like, I was on the phone with her and I was like, I'm making pickles, and she was like, film it. And I was like, that's not really my vibe. Like when I'm trying to get things done, like it's similar to like if I'm putting posts together for a client, like I'm not gonna stop and film. I just want to get done what I need to get done. So anyways, I figured I would tell you, because I was thinking about it this morning and I was like, okay, so I work on a task-based day rather than a time-based day. So like regardless of how long it takes me to get a task done, I'm going to complete every task on my to-do list ideally. I mean, obviously there are days where I don't, but ideally I complete every task on my to-do list. So rather than like, for example, like people who, like if you work a corporate job, you're gonna be at your computer from 9 to 5, like regardless. Not necessarily, but some people. Traditionally, I guess. So anyways, I personally really like working this way because I've always been, like even in college, I was really good at breaking things down into super digestible small steps and being like for example, I would study for a test starting 2 weeks in advance, and I would break up the content into sections. So I would spend like 15 minutes a day studying for 2 weeks, and I would study 5 out of 7 days, or even like I would study for 7 days a week, 2 weeks, and then all of a sudden I had studied however long that is, I don't know, over 2 hours, whatever. But I've never been like a crammer, and so I think that that's why working for myself works so well for me, because basically how I work, what I do, I'm gonna go this way. What I do for clients is I create their posts and then I post them. I have clients that I just do LinkedIn for. I have clients that I do LinkedIn and Instagram. I have clients that I do Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Instagram, all of the things. And so depending on posting cadence, I either create anywhere from like 3 to 7 posts per week for that client. And so if it's a client that I create 7 posts per week for, I just create a post a day, because it's just like, it makes it really digestible. And then if it's a client that maybe I create less posts for, then I split it up. Or I don't. Like sometimes, because I have some clients, like for example, I have a client that I post on LinkedIn 2 times per week for, so that's 8 posts per month. And I personally like to take the first 8 days of the month to do post creation for them, so that then the following month is done, if that makes sense. I feel like I'm not making any sense. But anyways, so the day before is when I always put together my to-do list. So at the end of today, I'll put together my to-do list for tomorrow. I personally actually don't really like to work that much on Fridays, so my to-do list will be mostly personal things. But I do like to work on Saturday and Sunday, and I think that that's something that I guess I just like don't really speak about. Like I was talking to someone about, they wanted to start freelancing social media, and I was like, are you comfortable working on weekends? And they were like, no, absolutely not. And I was like, then honestly maybe reconsider, because it's kind of a role where you like, you don't have to work a lot, but like you'll have to do some things. But anyways, so during the week is when I do post creation. Sundays is when I schedule for all my clients. And then Saturdays I usually just like tie up any loose ends that I need to do. And then all week long I'm doing community management, which is basically just like making sure everything's running smoothly, responding to comments, stuff like that. So back to my days. I don't like to work first thing in the morning, and I don't really like to work late into the evening, but sometimes I do. Not like late. I'll never work past 9. Well, like sometimes I'll have things after dinner that I really want to get done. And again, task-based. So like if I have something that I didn't get to, I'm probably going to get it done after dinner. But yeah, I really, really cherish my mornings, and that's something that I really love about what I do, is like I'm able to take my mornings slow and do my thing. And like, I mean, I'll be very transparent. I only like to like do really, really solid work for a few hours a day, because I think that's when I'm most productive. And for me, that's usually from like 1 to 5 or 1 to 4, sometimes like 1 to 6 is like a really solid time for me to get stuff done. So other than that, that's when I'm doing the stuff that I'm always vlogging. And another thing too is I treat my own socials like a client. Like I treat myself like a client, just to ensure that I'm actually posting and to ensure that I am staying on top of stuff. I don't scroll. I'm just like, it doesn't work for me, and it doesn't make me feel good. So I really try to be conscious of that. That doesn't mean I don't take my phone out sometimes and like here and there scroll, but I try not to. And then I also, hold on, I'm gonna wait. And then I also treat like tending to the home and homemaking as a role in itself, because I think it's extremely important to keep a beautiful home and just live a beautiful life. And also, like, I love to cook, I love to bake, and I like to prioritize doing that. So if I have something I want to do, like that gets added to the to-do list as well. So that's really how I structure my days. I think honestly what allows me to streamline my work is I'm really, really intentional about meetings. And again, I think that that's something that like is such a benefit to freelancing, especially like going from working in-house to freelancing. I am able to just streamline my life so much more because I'm not sitting in meetings. I feel like meetings are honestly so, it's just like, if you're in meetings for 6 hours a day, I don't understand that. I really don't. And I love what the Skinny Confidential says about meetings, and Lauren and Michael, they always say like, okay, if we're gonna have a meeting, it's gonna be 15 minutes. You're gonna tell me exactly what you need, exactly what the action steps are, and we're gonna get out of that meeting. We're not gonna sit there and dilly-dally. And I'm kind of the same way. Like, someone that I work with, he is like the king, literally the king of the short meeting. Like, I'm not kidding you, he will schedule a 30-minute meeting and it will take 8 minutes. And we love it. And like, I think it's just a really great way, like, him and I have become like great friends and like we have great rapport, but like, to be completely honest, like when we're in meetings, we're there for a reason, and like we don't need to catch up for 17 minutes about, I don't know, like just things that aren't really pertinent at the time. I don't know. But anyways, so yeah, I think that's like, I think I've gotten in a nice jive lately where I think, especially at the end of the winter, I was really overwhelmed because I had just, I think I just had a little bit too much on my plate. But now I feel like I'm in a really good place where I'm like, I'm jiving, I'm really grateful. I am, like every day feels like it's full, but it doesn't feel overwhelmingly full. And I think that that's another really beautiful thing, is like I can control how much I take on, which I personally love, and especially with different seasons of life. Like, I am also like trying to get everything ready for Blake and I's wedding, and we have a lot of fun trips coming up and stuff like that. And I think that's also where I was coming from when I decided to stop teaching consistently. Also, LOL, I'm literally subbing a class today, but it's kind of nice to just like not be on the schedule but be able to sub here and there. And yeah, so anyways, that was my spiel on just like structuring my days. I also feel like a lot of people like maybe don't like maybe they do work for themselves, maybe they want to work for themselves, and I think it's nice to be able to see to be able to see into what it actually looks like. I think everyone that I personally know in social media management is like very task-oriented individuals. Like, and again, I don't know everyone, but I've gotten to know people in the Chicago scene throughout the past year, and I feel like everyone is like really just like on top of it. At least if you're like, honestly, if you're good at it. If you're not good at it, then, I mean, there are definitely people that are like the classic like freelance creative, but and so maybe not as type A, but I feel like a lot of people who do really well in it are frankly type A. Also, I hate the term frankly. I need to stop using it. Hi guys, I figured I would end off this vlog while I do one of my favorite things. Actually, I've never done this in my life, make cocktail sauce. So I'm gonna put it in this bowl. I'm waiting for my shrimp water to boil so that I can make my shrimp for my shrimp cocktail. Blake and I are gonna do a little date night in. I think I told you guys that. So I'm doing shrimp cocktail for an appetizer. I'll make him an old fashioned, me a sparkling water, and then we'll do, oh! No, you guys, I just got horseradish in my eye. That was unfortunate. Oh, wow. Kind of got up my nose too. That was unfortunate, but wow. Anyways, so I feel like first I need to look up a recipe for horseradish. So I know it's ketchup, lemon. Let's just see what the people are saying about horseradish sauce. Let's go, well, it's cocktail sauce, not horseradish sauce. You guys, I'm so into Billie Eilish's new album. I can't stop listening to it. I just think it's, I like have this weird obsession with her. Okay, ketchup. I think I have, yeah. So I personally love the Primal Kitchens ketchup because it's like cleaner, but it's not so clean that it's gross. You know what I mean? I'm gonna kind of, first of all, let's make sure that's still good. It's been up there for a while. I'm gonna kind of wing it and do that much. It's probably 1/3 cup. And then that's of ketchup. I personally like mine rather horseradishy. I want it to be like eye water material. That's how I like my sparkling water too. Like I want it to be like spicy. So we'll do, that's probably 1/3 cup ketchup. We'll do about 2 tablespoons or so. I just don't want it to be all the liquid of horseradish sauce. And I think I need to do this over here because it's gonna be a lot of liquid. But anyways, I'm a huge fan of a date night in. I'm also a fan of a date night out, but there's something about like being in your own space and just spending good time together that's really, it's really nice. Okay, so I got that. And then for the main, we're gonna do zucchini, sea bass. I'm gonna do either potatoes or sourdough. I haven't decided which yet. And then a really nice abundant salad. Okay, so that's that. And then we're gonna add in half a lemon and some Worcestershire. So my mom makes this all the time and she does not use Worcestershire. She uses a little bit of chili powder, but I personally love Worcestershire. Like I love the flavor that it adds to things. It's, I think she doesn't do it because it's not very clean, but I can't stop living to keep from dying. I think it literally makes everything better. So, okay, we got that, and then we're going juice of, I'm gonna do just juice, oh fuck. I am messy in the kitchen today. I'm just gonna do the juice of half a lemon because it's a pretty big lemon. But if it's a smaller lemon, you could do a little more than that. My man also just doesn't love lemon that much. So, okay. And that's it. And then for my shrimp, I have Key West pinks here that I just peeled and deveined. I have about 15 of them. They're pretty big, like that will definitely leave us with a lot of leftover. However, I personally love shrimp to snack on, to have for lunch. It's just, they're a really good food, I feel like. I got a little bit of lemon in that. So that's why I just want to have some extra. And then I'm going to salt and pepper the cocktail sauce to taste, and that's it. I'm gonna put some in, and then once the shrimp is done, I'm gonna try shrimp in the cocktail sauce and make sure it's good. But yeah, okay, now you know how to make cocktail sauce. But I am gonna end the vlog here because I really want to edit it and get it up. But I love you guys to the moon. Thank you so much for watching. Again, always reach out to me if you have any like feedback or requests. But I love you guys, and I'll see you in my next vlog. Bye. Voila.